Hey guys, Ivan here with another video for today, and in this one we got a couple of very interesting topics to go over. The first thing we're gonna start this video off with is Shawn saying that he actually had Nick in 8, just like Bob predicted.
He actually should have been in 8, truth be told, and that ain't a knock on him. He was actually legitimately, in my book, he was 100,000% an 8th place finalist. When I heard that he was in 6th afterwards, I need somebody to explain that to me because Tonio and Brandon Curry both beat him on Friday and on
we're gonna
Saturday
get into
night.
that.
Now, before this happened, when Shawn said that Nick is gonna play 6th, I didn't take it seriously. I thought it was just Shawn being Shawn, but after he predicted that absolutely correctly, I take him a little bit more seriously. So I decided to take a look at the second call out and to try and figure out, was Shawn actually right about this? And you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Nick Walker. I had him winning the Mr. Olympia before I saw those physique updates. Actually, when I saw them, I thought Nick was just posting old photos. Then I made a prediction video, and then actually after that I said that he doesn't look ready. So whatever happened, happened. Predictions are just for fun, and that is it. Now, Shawn says he wants somebody to explain to him how did Nick Walker place 6th at his show. And I also felt like there were some arguments for Nick placing even lower. And this video right here is from the finals, guys. And he improved significantly for the finals. He was much worse in the prejudging. So just to make it fair, to give Nick a little bit of an advantage as well, we're going to take a look at the finals. So let's start. I actually assembled a couple of really good photos, actually screenshots from a high quality video. The video is taken straight on. It's not from any angles, so it's very clear also. It's very high quality. So let's go. Front double bicep. Let's not even look at Martin because he won this. Let's take a look at, for example, Nick Walker versus Brandon Curry. I would say they are actually very close. It's only Brandon that has a smaller waist, and it makes everything else look just bigger and better. So I definitely have Brandon here over Nick in this one. As far as Tonio, I would say he still lacks some size compared to Nick. Front lat spread. Easy one for Brandon. That's 2-1 for Brandon. Tonio, I would even have Tonio beating Nick in this one because Nick does not look good here in the front lat spread. Side chest, I definitely don't have Tonio here. He definitely gives up too much size to these guys, especially to Nick and Brandon. But Brandon is definitely matching Nick with size and probably has more fullness in the shoulders and arms and chest. The only thing that Nick might have here is the hamstrings, but as far as like the quads, Brandon still has that as well. So this one is very close. It can go either way, but I don't know, guys. Like maybe Nick because he's just bigger, a little bit bigger, but I don't know. Is he actually that much bigger? Does he look that much bigger? I wouldn't say so. Very close. Now this is where things start to shift a little bit. The back double bicep. Brandon has nothing against Nick Walker here, especially the lower body. It's a huge difference, and Brandon used to have a really good back before. I'm not sure who said this. I think it's Fuad Abiar who said it. Maybe I'm wrong, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said that this was Brandon at his best ever, and I definitely disagree with that. Brandon's back was much smaller this year compared to all the other years. He used to have a crazy back, man. His lower body was never really great, especially from behind, but it was bigger than it is today. And again, the back was much larger before. So yeah, he's not beating Nick in this one. And as far as Tonio, also not really beating Nick because, again, he lacks size. Back lat spread, same story. Nick beats both Brandon and Tonio in this one, no doubt about that. Side tricep, I would give this one to Brandon as well, for sure, mainly because of his midsection. But also because, I mean, Nick has great hamstrings, but they're not really coming to play too much in the side tricep. In side chest, yeah, this one is more about the quads from the side, and Brandon has great legs from the side for some reason. But Brandon is also able to show his width, to show both shoulders, full chest, great looking triceps and shoulders, shoulder separation, and then great abs as well. So Brandon beats Nick in this one as well. Tonio, again, can't hang. Abs and thighs, come on guys, you gotta give this one to Brandon over Nick for sure, and probably Tonio over Nick as well. Nick looked really terrible in this one at this show. Without great conditioning, he cannot look good in this pose. Overall, Nick can't do great unless he's 110% at these high-level shows, and in this lineup right here, he can't even beat Tonio and Brandon in the absent eyes unless he's fully shredded and fully dry. And the last one is most muscular. Nick surely beats Tonio, but as far as Brandon, it's actually close. But let's give it to Nick because of his crazy amount of size. So yeah, Nick wins, most muscular, back double bicep and back lat spread, and side chest is very, very close. The other 4 poses go to Brandon. So what exactly does this mean, guys? Was Brandon Curry actually robbed here? Is Shawn Ray right? Well, he's not right because he's saying that Nick should have placed 8 the way Bob predicted. That's not true, but 7th? Maybe. There were definitely arguments for that 7th spot. I mean, I wouldn't say that this was a robbery, that Brandon surely should have placed 6th, but you guys tell me whatever you think. I showed you the photos, we analyzed this. What do you think? Was Brandon Curry actually robbed? Should have Nick actually placed 7th? As far as 8th, no, forget about it. But maybe 7th. Maybe 7th. That's pretty reasonable. Alright, the next thing I wanted to talk about is something that caught my attention on Instagram today. Basically, people are talking about Keone's gut problem or diastasis that is happening in the middle of his abs. Basically the same thing Ronnie Coleman had, only it wasn't this bad, to be honest. And the question is basically, prior to this Mr. Olympia 2025, a lot of people were saying that Keone has the best physique in the world in all the divisions, and that he can win the Mr. Olympia Open someday, if not this year, or at least place in the top 3 or top 5. But this was definitely a huge issue, even though his physique is absolutely amazing in every other sense, and even though he was slightly off at a Mr. Olympia, maybe at 90-95%, his physique still looked absolutely insane, but this was definitely a huge issue. Now we're gonna see him soon at the Prague Pro. He's gonna go against Martin Fitzwater. We'll see how that will end. Obviously, Martin entered the show after Keone announced that he's doing it, so Martin is not afraid of Keone, and Martin definitely has a lot of size, not pretty of a shape like Keone, but a lot of size and a good midsection, so I don't know what's gonna happen here. But it's definitely gonna be a great battle and a true test for Keone Pearson after we see how he does against Martin and Krijo as well, and in my opinion, potentially Andrew Jack, maybe even Samson Dauda, we'll see, but as of right now, we know he's going against Krijo and Martin as far as the top guys. If he does well here, and he doesn't need to beat Martin, if he's actually just close to Martin, if he beats Martin, then it means that he's at least top 5 in the world. It means that he's better than Nick Walker, than Brandon Curry, than Tonio Burton, than Guduito, than all the other guys at the Open Olympia, but we'll see if that's gonna happen. It's gonna be very difficult to beat Martin Fitzwater, but I'm looking at his photos, especially the front lat spread here, and it looks like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be tough for sure. I mean, Keone looks crazy here. But again, we come to that problem, the midsection. Now let's say he wins the Prague Pro somehow, and he beats Martin Fitzwater. If he wants to place higher than that, Martin Fitzwater also lacks some size compared to the top 4 guys this year. So even if Keone beats Martin Fitzwater, or let's say he loses to Martin, if he's close to Martin, he still needs to put on a lot more size to go against the top 4 guys. And if he puts on more size, you saw what just happened this year when he put on 10 pounds. And from those 10 pounds, maybe 6-7 are muscle. The rest was water, I would say. He definitely could have been drier here. So if he adds another 15 pounds of muscle, which is basically, I would say, minimum to be competitive in the Open, what will happen to his midsection then? How much worse will it get if it's already this bad? And he can control it doing the vacuum in some poses, but in some others, and in the transitions, it will always show. Does this mean that Keone's career is pretty much very, very limited? I would say so. Sadly, I would say so. It's bad, man. It's actually worse than Ronnie Coleman, and it's getting worse every year. I would say it's getting exponentially worse. Like every year, the leap is bigger. But maybe he got to a point where it can't get any worse. Maybe something can be done via surgery. I'm not sure. Hopefully that's an option, because if he doesn't fix this and if it gets worse, his career is limited. I don't know if he's going to be able to even win a 212 Olympia anymore. This could ruin his career if it gets worse. If it stays like this, and I think the only way for it to stay like this is if he stays this small. If he keeps growing, it's definitely gonna get worse. I mean, how would it stay the same? If he's pushing the food and he's growing, everything is growing, the gut is gonna grow as well. So, very sad thing, I would say. I'm not glossing over this. I'm just sad, honestly. Like, this was supposed to be the best physique in the world, and it got ruined, just like that. I wonder how did this happen. Is it completely genetic or something he did that was wrong? I don't know, man. Again, I hope it can be fixed with a surgery, but yeah, it sucks that it happened, but that's the reality. We gotta deal with it. And yeah, you tell me down below in the comment section, what do you think? Can this be fixed? If it doesn't get fixed, can he actually do well in the open? Is his future in bodybuilding limited because of this? Whatever you think, tell me down below in the comment section. Alright, now and for the end of this video, we have a couple of very interesting stories. I'll try to be brief with them because I got a few. So for example, first, this one, Andrew Jack just announced that he's doing Romania Pro as well. As you guys know, he's doing the Poland show, he's doing the Arnold Classic, he's doing Romania, and in between all these shows, there is also, of course, the Prague Pro, there is also the British Grand Prix. I don't think he's doing that one, but I feel like he actually might jump into the Prague Pro. There is no confirmation of that. He only just confirmed right now that he's doing Romania. We'll see about the Prague Pro, but Andrew Jack is on a roll. He is not stopping right now, not anytime soon. He's gonna continue competing. I'm sure he's enjoying it right now. He's receiving a lot of love from the fans. People are kind of thrilled that he finally brought the conditioning. And I kind of thought that that was his last chance. Basically, if he didn't bring the conditioning, people would kind of give up on him at this point because he failed to deliver so many times. But he finally did it. He brought it. And a lot of people actually have him winning the Mr. Olympia. And they're saying that he was robbed, that he's the rightful winner. If he won that show, I wouldn't have a problem with that for sure, but he didn't. Maybe next year, if he improves his side chest, side tricep, some other things as well, we'll see. But yeah, as of right now, he's doing the Romania, and maybe we'll see the Prague Pro as well. Alright, now after the whole controversy regarding Natalia Coelho and her winning the Mr. Olympia and the last Miss Olympia, winner Sarah Villegas calling her out for synthol use, there is a story from another women's physique competitor who is basically saying the same thing, and she found this video of Natalia right here in which she is posing and she says, "Just look at the shoulders." And if you look at this video and it's in slow motion, yeah, you will see that it's not just a bad injection, it's both of those delts, the side delts, the rear delts. And after seeing this, after noticing this, I can assume that there is some oil in those lats as well and in those quads. Now, is she a good competitor regardless? Sure, we can see a lot of oil everywhere in all the divisions. I've been pointing it out so many times so far, and I don't have anything against it, really. I'm just interested in observing it, and that's it. And as far as this competitor right here, yeah, now I can see it. In this video, it's pretty visible. You can guys see it as well. Look at the rear delts and the side delts, even from behind. Yeah, it's pretty clear to me now. Now, what Sarah did, making a post like that right after the Mr. Olympia, that was still definitely not classy at all. It was a very lame thing to do. She was obviously salty that she lost the show, but if you talk about the facts, then yes, there is definitely a lot of SEO in this physique right here, but it worked. Sarah Villegas can do it as well. If she knows how to do it right, she's gonna win the Miss Olympia next year, so who the hell cares? But yeah, if it's down to a point where it looks bad and the judges award it, then yeah, you can complain about it. And this right here doesn't look that great, to be honest. I don't know if this is from this year's Mr. Olympia. I don't think it is, but yeah, there is definitely some obvious SEO use in this physique. You guys tell me down below whatever you think. Alright, now we have a couple of funny stories. For example, this one right here. Breon Ainsley goes back to 212 again. This is the third time now, I believe. He started in 212, he competed in Classic, then last year he went back to 212, then he came back to Classic, and now he's going back to 212. He's talking about how he wants to bring a fuller look, how he's excited, this and that. I would not be too surprised if next year he says, I'm coming back to Classic. So, yeah, it would be crazy if I made a story out of this and like put it in a thumbnail in the title, because it would be hilarious, but I had to mention it right here because when I saw this I was like, deja vu. Again, this guy is doing this. We'll see if this year he's actually gonna stick with it and actually show up in a 212 show and actually grow and get bigger. But we already went through this last year, so I'm not gonna discuss this too much. Let's actually wait and see if he's actually gonna do this. Alright, and the last thing is absolutely hilarious. James Hollingshead has another coach. Oh my god, this gotta be some sort of a record. How many coaches did this guy have? Every show he hires a new coach, sometimes even multiple coaches at the same time. I remember for that one, I think it was Mr. Olympia or some other show, he was prepped by Milos Sarcev for a long time, then he went to Jordan Peters, then Branch Warren helped him at the end, and then also him and his wife were making the decisions in the end. And that is one prep, guys, only one prep. This year he was coached by Chris Tuttle, and now he's coached by this guy right here, and that's what we know, what was public. There may have been another couple of coaches that we don't know about. So yeah, I thought this was hilarious. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, this guy likes to change coaches every week if possible, as much as possible, which I think, by the way, is the worst possible strategy. You need to stick with one coach until they learn your body, not change a coach whenever you don't like the look and, you know, go from one to another coach and ask everybody for advice. Like, that's terrible. But yeah, that's what James is like. You guys tell me down below whatever you think. And if you guys happen to need a coach, you can DM me on Instagram at Even Bodybuilding Coaching. I'm actually very affordable, I'm not too expensive, but I'm very devoted to my clients. I don't take too many clients, but the ones I take, I pay full attention to them. And again, I'm not super expensive, I'm very affordable, and I'm always available for you guys, so you can DM me whatever you want. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. I just saw that Tyler Mannion posted a breakdown of the Mr. Olympia, so that's a new video that's coming up very soon. So guys, once again, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. All the best, and bye-bye.